Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all those around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Blue Crocodile. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck in the form of Control, in which no other deck does it better. And I do think right now, Crocodile, Mono Blue, probably has no bad matchups, which is actually ridiculous when you think about it. Sakazuki, no problem. Purple Luffy, no problem. Red Purple Luffy, no problem. And that's because the fact that we can bounce any card in the format that's a threat, get it out of here. That's it. At the end of the day, with the Red Rocks, the new cards that we get from OPO5 with Borsalino, X-Drake, the 10 cost Kaido, we have a lot of tools here in this deck that a lot of people are not ready for. Be it, I do have some tech choices in here, but we'll get into it in a split second. We're running 12 2K counters, be it that Sakazuki, we're taking the Kaya and the Mihawk here. You could opt to run more if you choose to, and we'll get into what cards that I would take out to do that. But for right now, let's go into our high ends. We're running 2 Mihawks, 2 Borsalinos, 2 Sogi Kings, 3 10-drop Kaidos from OPO5 that allow you to draw 3 or 4 cards if your opponent has 3 less life, which is phenomenal, by the way. And then we're running with 1 10-drop Kaido from OPO4. Now, be it, there are some interesting cards in this list because I do have some tech choices that probably not a lot of people are playing with, and that includes Usopp and Zeph. Usopp is a card that I want to see in the Sakazuki matchup because it allows me to get another swing in when they're not prepared for it, and any other matchup in the format. Again, no one expects this. It allows you to cheeky low hit in and you go about your day. On top of that, with Zeph, into Katakuri, into Enel, this can be pretty solid. It allows you to bounce back Pawseplays and offset your opponent's curve and have to force them to play it back down the following, which is actually really, really good because you don't have to worry about bottom decking the Pawseplays with 1,000 Worlds or attacking into it and allowing them to see 3 more cards. Zeph does really well into that. On top of that, with a new 7-drop in Borsalino, this allows you to disrupt so many decks in the format here, especially Sakazuki. You can bounce back the Borsalinos, you can bounce back the Rob Lucci's, therefore they don't gain access to them anymore because they go to the bottom deck, which is phenomenal. I'm trying to tell you, it's very, very good. Let alone with 3,000 Worlds, you're hitting everything that you have to worry about. Your queens, your kids, your Utas, your Borsalinos, your Rob Lucci. Say goodbye to them. And I think this is one of the decks in the format in which really makes use out of this card, let alone your own ability. By minusing 4 Dawn, you can bounce the card back to the owner's hand, which is really good in a pinch. But at the end of the day, what is Blue Croc really good for? Bouncing cards, taking that board control, hitting Red Rock whenever you want, be it the Big Mom, the 10-drop Kaidos, the 7-drop Borsalinos, and just going about the day. It's a very strong leader, and I do think, again, it has no bad matchups in the format. You got your Mihawks here, the bounce back 7-drop kids and or 7-drop Big Moms. You're hitting everything, guys. You're having a good time doing it. You're making sure your opponent knows who's in control. We also have 3 4-cost Dofis and then 3 X-Drake, in which X-Drake does the exact same thing as Dofi, except for he's a bigger body on turn 5 Dawn, which is pretty good. And speaking of which, we have another blocker in the form of Boa, which comes in handy off the trigger and on your odd curve, which is pretty solid at the end of the day. And then we're running our last 2 cards here, be it Gum Gum Rain, because we do have a couple cards in the deck that have no counter power, be it the Mihawk, the Borsalino, the Kaido, and the Usopp. I wanted to have something that I can filter out those cards and do just fine. But other than that, we're going to dive into some games here, and I'm going to show you the power of Blue Crocodile. I'll see you guys in a split second. Now, before we dive into today's video, I do want to reach out and talk to you guys about a sponsor here, in which One Piece fans reached out and wanted to know if I wanted to do a little collab. And of course, I couldn't say no. Because at the end of the day, we all love One Piece. And if you guys are interested in apparel, bomber jackets, hoodies, sweatpants, tanks, boxers, socks, I don't know, man, cell phone cases, backpacks, figurines, all that sort of thing, this is a very, very nice place to come and check some stuff out. And what really stood out to me, which I'm a sucker for, dude, I love figurines. No matter what, the statues, whatever you want to call it, I have so many of these from different animes. But how cute is this, man? Luffy on a pillow, which is also like a nightlight. It's so fire. You got Zoro on a 4-clover leaf. You got Brook, who's on a music note, asleep, by the way, which it's so cool, man. But other than that, you have yourself your little clothing here with your sweatshirts, your sweatpants, your varsity bomber jackets. Yeah, bomber jackets. That's right. You got your Law, your Uta. You got Frankie, you got Wano Luffy, Zoro from Wano as well. Dude, I am so excited for this. Let alone, next month they're going to have a lot more stuff as well. So stay tuned for that. There's rugs, puzzles, nightlights, all that sort of thing here. Rugs are coming, which I'm very excited for. You got your Devil Fruits and Wanted posters. Let me show you something that's really, really unique, which I haven't really found anywhere else. I've seen Pokemon versions of advent calendars. We all have, let's be honest. But when it comes to One Piece, this is something I'm a sucker for. And for those of you out there that collect figurines and all that sort of thing, to be able to just open one of these individual boxes or doors each and every day to get a figurine, that's really cool. I mean, unfortunately, I can't wait. I kind of just break into it, but you know, each their own. But either way, here's some of the figurines that you can get inside the box, in which we will be doing a box opening here soon, so I can show you guys in real time as well. But I'm super excited for this. For those of you out there who are interested, there's a link down in the description below. But either way, without further ado, let's dive into some games here. See y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Diving into our first game today, coming at you guys playing against Katakuri, in which is a very, very strong deck in the format, unfortunately. And I think everybody and their brother is probably tired of playing Katakuri or playing into Katakuri, playing Sakazuki. What are you going to do? But at the end of the day, in the 4.5 meta, Crocodile did really, really well. Nothing has really changed outside of the fact that we've got a bunch of new tools from OPO5. So why isn't very many players playing this leader? Is it just because Purple Luffy's, Sakazuki's, they're everywhere? Mono Croc has no problem into those matchups, so what gives? Speaking of which, we go in here for 5, right? He drops a Pawsepray. We're going to follow this up with a Zeph and bounce back the Pawsepray to Katakuri's hand. And I feel like Zeph in this matchup is very, very good, considering it allows you to basically interrupt their whole curve, because you're going to have to play down Pawsepray again on the following turn. If not, discard it for something else. Speaking of discard, get a Thunderbolt and a Pawsepray. Little does he know, he's going to have to do this all over again. Play this down, we'll bounce the turn, or pass the turn. So he's at 6 Dawn right now. We're doing pretty good. Unfortunately, Katakuri does hit for numbers each and every turn that goes by, which a lot of decks can't really deal with. Because being able to hit 7k consistently is rather strong. Let's be honest. He plays it back down. Alright. And I get hit with 9k. Like, what do you want me to do in this scenario? I'm not countering out of here. I'll just rather take this hit. That's fine. You got it. Get another Miss All Sunday off trigger, which is really, really good. Because that allows us to see more red rocks. Speaking of which, we got another red rock. This is going to be great. Actually, let's do 6 here, right? We'll do 6, then we'll attack with Crocodile. And then I will bounce the Pawsepray again with Usopp, or Sogi King in that regard. We got a 2k out of that for Zeph. We get a Gedetsu from Crocodile. Let's bounce that back. We'll get rid of a red rock here, and then possibly an X-Drake, because we can get the red rock back with Miss All Sunday. And then I'd rather get rid of the X-Drake instead of my 2k counters or the 3000 worlds. He's at 7 Dawn here. So we have red rock for Big Mom. Oh, it's an Enel. That's something I don't really see that often. We're going to counter out of this. And if he decides to attack into it, we'll do the same. Cool. I think if he was going to attack my life, we would have just gave it to him. Possibly. But I'm going to red rock the Enel. I know this might sound crazy, but hear me out. This forces him to discard a life card. In that regard, he does not get the trigger effect. And if he decides to keep it on board, which attack into it with all of my units here, one way or the other, it's going to go bye-bye, or I'm going to get life. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and get my attacks off first for 6. That's another 2k. Well, that time it's a Satori. So now I can assume, and Beige, so now I can assume that he runs at least 16 2k counters. Man is blocking everything today. All right, so we're ready for the big mom. We got Miss All Sunday. We got Red Rock in the trash. I think we're looking pretty good. Speaking of which, I'm gonna take this hit. I'm gonna take it. Because in hindsight, I guess I should have blocked here with Miss All Sunday, I think. I probably should have, but it's okay. I'm gonna take the first hit because we're looking low on cards when it comes to hand size. And I'm not really worried about anything else in this matchup here. We've gotten so many counters out of this man's hand. He's got to be, you know, limited for resources right now. And at any point, we can remove the Lin with the Red Rock. Let's go 7. This has got to be a hit, right? It's got to be. All right, so there's the first damage there. He couldn't counter out of that. Let's go 7 here with Soka King. Gonna give me 2 cards again? Nice, and take that one as well. We're doing pretty well. We'll take that. All right, so another Paro Sparrow hits the board, which is not really an issue because we can just bounce that too if we need be. Man just doesn't see play anymore. Sorry, just doesn't get an opportunity to. Let's go 6. And then we'll play down another Miss All Sunday and pass turn. The good thing about this card into this matchup, especially when you have Red Rocks in the trash, they cannot remove Miss All Sunday by bottom decking it. They have to remove it in other memes. And whether or not it's a Thunderbolt, whether it gets destroyed in combat, it doesn't matter. Miss All Sunday is going to trigger. You're going to get those Red Rocks. You're going to bounce those Big Moms, bounce those Yamatos, and put yourself in a very, very good situation. It's coming at me for 8 here. But who's he attacking though? Okay. I will block out. Actually, we have an opportunity of doing a Gum Gum Rain here as well, which isn't bad. So we'll do a Gum Gum Rain and we'll get rid of the Kaido here. This will force him to try to get rid of me successfully with his Big Mom, which in that case, we will guard out with Miss All Sunday. Nice. We'll take a Red Rock here, of course. And I'd assume this is where he would wall up with Sanji blockers. Yep. Not bad. So we have an opportunity to deal with this as well here, with the Borsalinos and the Red Rock. I'm just debating on whether or not I want to drop Red Rock right now and save it until next turn. See what he wants to do here. He actually decided to take the hit, which is surprising to me. Let alone, did he get a trigger? He got another Sanji. And this is the power of yellow, in which a lot of people just don't like it. Because at the end of the day, triggers are doing a lot more work than you realize. And some people don't require that, you know, call that a skill and all that sort of thing, but each their own. I think this is still like the most hated deck in the format, regardless. But it's still manageable with Blue Croc. You should have no problem still with Blue Croc. Watch, we got this. Don't worry. We have 8 Dawn left. We just got to play this the correct way, because if not, we're going to lose in the following turn if he drops another Big Mom and attacks into me with Big Mom here in Katakuri. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to go 7k here. We're going to leave up enough for the Red Rock, because there's no other option here at this point. We have to Red Rock the Big Mom. And then we can do our leader effect to get rid of the Sanji, at least bounce it back to hand. That way he can attack into us with it the following turn. We'll pass turn here. So now he has a choice of stacking Dawn of Shirahoshi to get in a 5k in at me, or playing down Sanji blocker, right? Because he needs that on board. He doesn't have a lot of options here. Do you have another one though? Do you have the 4th Sanji? Because that would be a pain right now. A Pudding. Draws a Brulee. Of course. Alright. So he did have another blocker, so that sucks. Is it worth guarding here though? We get this back. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got 8 Dawn. We have the Zeph. How do we play this here? Let's bounce this. Let's -4 Dawn here. Let's bounce the Brûlée. We go 7, 7, 7. He's got 5 cards in hand. I think it's over here, boys. But did you guys see that, though? We went from 1 life versus Katakuri, who had 5. He was at 4 when we had 1, plus the 0 makes it 5, right? And we were able to come back, control the game, do fine, and have a good day. Let's go another 7. There you go. Let's go into another game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Diving into another game. Playing against a purple Luffy deck, unfortunately. This can proceed as a tough game if we don't have our 1,000 Worlds in the early game. Be it that I always try to mulligan to at least see 1 or 2 in hand. That's probably your optional play, or at least the most optional play. Because you got to contend with Kid and Queen. And yes, keep a lookout for Law, because most purple decks are going to try to drop Law as soon as they make you take 7 cards in hand. We'll bottom deck that one early. That probably might be a misplay for a lot of you, but not so much. We can hang in there with 1,000 Worlds and do just fine. Another 5 coming my way. Let's just take this hit. Get another 2K off the stack there. We have to counter out of this. Like I said, we're trying to play around a Law, in which I assume he might have in hand, so just in case. We'll bottom deck the Queen, no problem. 6 Dawn active. Let's get rid of this real fast and go 7 into the ulti. Wow. Gum Gum Rain, huh? Or Jet Gatling. Crazy. He must not have a lot of cards in hand if he's actually willing to do that to protect her right now. But we'll see. He ramps up a Dawn. That's fine. Plays down Kid. You poor guy. Let's go 7K into me here. We'll take this hit. Ooh, a Red Rock. Love to see it. Of course, no trigger effect. Alright. I guess this is no option, right? We just play it and go about the day. If we had 9 Dawn, we could have possibly played Doflamingo here to stack the deck in hopes that we can find a Mihawk, but that's fine. If we can draw into one, that'd be fantastic, because our curve right now is, it's not bad, not at all, but it's not where I want it. I would love for that Missile Sunday to have been a Mihawk there. Let's get rid of this real quick. Like I said, you're trying to play around that 4-drop Law at all times. Kato comes through, sure, you got it. I'm not countering out of this. It just wouldn't be worth it in that situation. Another Red Rock. Sure. Let's get 6 in there real quick. Nope. I saw Sunday back on board, past turn. And in this regard here, if she dies, good game? Okay. Hopefully this Kaido doesn't do me like Purple Luffy, because that was disrespectful. And the amount of cards he played on board, we constantly kept removing them. He didn't want to play no more. I mean, that's fine. Sometimes it'd be like that. Especially when you go into locals, right? You sit down, it's your first game of the day, and you look over at your opponent, and he slaps down Blue Crocodile. You kind of just want to get up and go, right? At the end of the day, depending on what deck you're playing in that situation. Because a lot of cards that they throw on board, they just don't stick, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no counterplay to it. They just 1,000 Worlds you, and then they laugh. It's great. Like, it's a good feeling as a control player, but goodness. Let's just go. Let's go 9 here. Now we know how this leader effect works, of course. As soon as he kills something, he gets more Don, right? Well, in that regard, we're going to play defensive and attack big each and every turn. Let's go 7k here. We'll bottom deck the kid. That is not 1,000 Worlds. There we go. We'll bottom deck the kid. We'll go 7k again. This will force him to give me 3k. Or take the damage. We'll take it. And then if he plays queen or another kid here, we'll do the exact same thing. Speaking of which. What does he do here? Does he go 5 with leader? Sorry, 6 with leader, then 5 with who's who? Would that be the play? 2 Don active. It's a possibility he has a law. He plays law in this deck. I don't know. Okay, good. Because that would have sucked. I didn't think about that, so. We'll block out here. Just in case. The AME Hawk. If only. Alright, well, 1,000 Worlds him. We'll attack into who's who. And then we'll just play myself Sunday here. It leaves up a Don, which is awkward. So this might be a scenario where when I do swap out some cards in the deck, we can add in, what's that card called? Sables. Just in case. For scenarios such as this, Sables would actually make a lot of sense here. But we'll see. I probably won't remember to talk about that at the end of the video, you know what I mean? But take a note, Sables might be a good idea. Get back 1,000 Worlds here. Ooh, hold up. Let me just Mihawk this instead. That way we get a body on board. Goes up to 7. Okay. I don't really want to 3k the X-Trick at all. I don't want to bottom deck that. I will if I have to. He's leaving up 1 Don here. Or sorry, 9 Don. What could this be? Okay, another kid. And a law blocker? Question mark? Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, you got it, buddy. Alright. Usopp here as well. Let me go and bottom deck this again. We could Red Rocket, but we're probably going to say Red Rock in case he has another Kaido come down or what have you. We'll go 9k here. So that's a guaranteed. And then I kind of want to attack into the X-Trick. Save the 4 here for Usopp. If he guards out, I don't really care too much, but alright. Throw on Usopp here and we get another attack in. Nice. Yeah, we just got 4k counter from this man's hand and 1 attack or 2 attacks on X-Strike. That's crazy. Okay, so there goes the Usopp. Unfortunately, he forgot to put Don on leader to activate leader effect there, but each their own. It happens. 11k into Mihawk. We'll go ahead and do this. Get rid of Borsellino, I guess, in this situation. Goes with 12. Then we have to take both of these attacks here, unfortunately. Never mind. We just have to take the 1. Nice. What do we do here? It's kind of obvious, let's be fair. This is really risky, but we're gonna go for it. Go 9k and then 9k. And then I'll bottom deck, or sorry, then I'll bounce the Mihawk back to his hand. Or the X-Strike back to his hand. He don't got it. He don't got it. Nice. Let's go, boys. Well played, buddy. I've noticed that I can't really sit here, hype up a deck or hype up a leader without playing against some of the better decks in the format. Each and every time I do a video here, I always try to find at least Sakazuki, Katakuri, or Nell, because I do deem those as the best decks in the format. Purple Luffy is still out there, but he's still winnable. Like, he's not... After playtesting and playing against him all this time, you know what I mean? I feel like he's not better, quote unquote, than the other three. That's just me. But hey, each their own. Let's go 5 into this. So I would probably deem him as a tier 2, with Enel, Katakuri, and Sakazuki being tier 1. That's just my, you know, my take on it, but each their own. In any case, let's dive into this one. Drop our Doflamingo down here. We're gonna stack our deck with 1,000 Worlds coming on top. We're gonna go Borsalino. No. I'm thinking though, hold on. I think this is probably the better play, because we can see Borsalino here on curve. Now, the reason being we did it like this is simply the fact that we can just bounce back whatever he decides to play on board. And I'm looking for Rob Lucci's, I'm looking for Borsalinos at the very least. We'll block out of this. I just felt it coming, you know what I mean? I felt like he was going to be able to just remove it regardless, so we might as well just block with it instead of throwing cards away from hand. I don't think he was expecting that, not going to lie to you. Okay. Gee, thanks, bud. I wonder if he was already planning to play that just to kill the Dofi with Rob Lucci there. I'm not sure. That seemed a little irrelevant to me, you know what I mean? A little out of place. I don't think Dofi blocker was much of a threat for him to actually do that. But hey, each their own. They only had 2 in trash here, so I don't know. Maybe that was a misplay on his part. I don't know. We'll see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He plays Sabo down on curb, which is unfortunate for him because he's going to bounce this back to the bottom of the deck as well. Let's go 5. We'll stack the deck again with Dofi. Now remember, we've already seen 2 of these cards, so we only get to see 2 new ones, which isn't bad. But in this situation, we're going to put Mihawk on top. That way we have it on curve, following by Missile Sunday. Missile Sunday is not going to get a lot of value in this matchup. Like I said before, all he has to do is just attack and then bottom deck me with Hound Blaze and boost up whatever else he has on the board here. Let me let this go through in hopes he does play something here, and then we can just bottom deck it with Mihawk. Another Sabo blocker. Fair enough. Either he's playing these down because he doesn't have the 2Ks in hand to protect himself from my attacks, or he didn't have Borsalino. Let's bottom deck this as well. Let's go to 5. I just not thought about that. Croc plays really well into Sabo too, because we can just bounce it back to hands with leader effect when we're going for game, which is pretty solid. Now in that regard, they get to draw 2 in trash cards, but at the end of the day, when you're going for game, that's only time when that would probably be valuable there. Just in that scenario. Alright, so he's definitely killing Mihawk this turn. He's probably going to kill both of them, to be honest, but we'll see. That's where he negatives, never mind. Goes down to 3 on Mihawk as well. Might as well get rid of that. Just got a feeling. Marine Fort. I do love seeing this card in Sakazuki. I think it's really, really good. It's a tech choice, but it's also really spicy and it's pretty consistent. Each and every turn you can -2 on something on your opponent's side of the board. 1 from Marine Fort, and then 1 from your leader effect. 1,000 Worlds me. Well played. And it's Shishigi just in case I play something else here on this turn. That's fine. We'll attack into him for 5. He should take this hit. Yep. Launches Pilaf. Not bad. Drop Kaido here because we're healthy enough to be able to do this. And we'll pass turn. This card's disgusting, by the way. In this matchup here, Kaido is so good. Because by the time you get up to 10 Dawn, you generally have a healthy amount of life playing against Sakazuki. Because you can deal with everything they drop on board with your 3000 worlds. And by the time you play this Kaido, if you're sitting at 3 life or more, you pretty much just win the game. In most cases. Speaking of which, now we have to deal with his. We'll counter out of this. We do have Red Rock. And another Kaido here. Ooh, there's a lot of options now. I am so tempted just to drop another one. But I don't think that would be smart. Let's be honest. Your boy went from having 2 cards in hand the following turn to having 7. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Let me just Red Rock this. Get that out of the way. Just in case. But I'd rather get pressure. He's probably not expecting this. 2K? You gotta have a 2K in there. Come on now. There it is. Alright, so we got 14 cards in the trash here. 2, 3, 4, 5 2K counters. We got rid of this already. And then we bottom decked 2 Sabos and 1 Rablucci so far. It's not bad. We're looking good. 1 Rebecca's in trash too, by the way. So what does he do here? He's at 8 cards in hand. He's got 10 Dawn active, of course. He activated stage, the -1 on my Kaido. That's fine. So it's a 9 cost now. I'd assume Tashigi would hit the Kaido as well with the effect. Ice Age. Okay. 4 cost right now. The Usopp? No. Okay, the Kaido. All right. Maybe he doesn't have Rablucci right now in this scenario. Because I would think if he did, he would have Tashigi'd the Usopp, played Rablucci to bounce them both. Or they killed them both, excuse me. Or perhaps he doesn't have a Rablucci in hand right now. Which is looking good for me, so. Oh, okay. Alright. That was a good way of doing it too. Forgot about Borsalino. We'll take that. Use a trigger. Cool, why not? Thank you, Boa. Speaking of which, cool. We get another one. Let's go 5 here. Nice, another 2K. Drop this. We'll bottom deck that one. I mean, the odds are slim that this lives a turn without being bottom decked, but you never know. If it does, we can get back to Red Rock to get rid of the Borsalino. Or a Kaido if he's running another Kaido. This just seemed like a safer time to play her, because we did already see a couple of Hound Blazes. But again, I think we only saw 1. I don't remember. Alright, -1 cost. Never mind, another Hound Blaze. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way that they can successfully remove her without activating her effect. Which I'm okay with, because that means Hound Blaze is not targeting my other units that actually matter a lot more in this scenario. Might as well just block with Boa here, but... Now we'll get rid of Boa. Thankfully, he didn't have anything to remove that right then and there. Borsalino. Great. Not what I want to see right now. I don't think we can go for game this turn. As much as I'd like to, I don't think it's possible. So we'll go 8. There's no way we are removing the other Borsalino on board. He has to block here and then give me 3K counter if he wants it to stay alive, which I doubt he has. So there's that. The Kaido might be a good option here as well, but I need to get this attack in. Let's throw down an Usopp. Let's get 6 here. This just might be the way to do it. If he takes this hit, I think he loses the game. Okay, he had 2K counter. That is unfortunate. But I guarantee you he was not ready for that. Let's -4 Dawn here. We'll bounce this back to hands. We'll go 10K into Borsalino here. We know he has a 1K counter in hand. That's it. So. Ah, come on now. That was pretty good. That was pretty smooth, wasn't it? He was not expecting the Usopp. I think that'll be game, ladies and gentlemen. So he gets brand new. What do you see here? You got a Houndblaze. Okay. So we know he's got Borsalino. He minus costed 1 on this. So I'm assuming that's an Ice Age, maybe. Rebecca. Okay, so you get the Hina back. Yep. So then we Houndblaze this, and then he attacks into Usopp. I'd imagine that's what he would do here. Okay, Usopp ain't living, no matter what. Nope, he's dead. You got it. I felt some resentment towards Usopp right there, man. Like, he didn't like him at all. Man went crazy. 10K. So we know that's a Borsalino in hand here. We're sitting at 8 Dawn. Let's attack into this. This should be free. Plus, why though? All right, we'll take it. Let's stack the deck here then. We can possibly just do that for now. X-Drake. Place it on top. What do I want to do here? I guess having Borsalino on top allows me to bounce his Borsalino to bottom, which is a really, really good play right now. So this is fine here. Just leave them the way they are. Because I only expect him to live at least 1 more turn. And with both blockers on board, I don't know if he will be able to draw into Rob Lucci in the following turn. If he was able to, that sucks. If we top stack Rob Lucci right now, that would suck. But I think we're probably good. Because Rob Lucci would remove both my blockers on board, and I would be taking 2 hits this turn that I'm not ready for in that regard. But if that's the case, we would still be able to win the following turn. Oof. Guess we just take the hit. We'll save this for his Hina. You know, 7K again. So we're gonna Boa off the stack, which doesn't matter in this situation because we do still have Doflamingo ready on board, and we know he's not going to go full ham here because he wants to have that blocker on board. Let's go up to 8K. All right, good game, buddy. Well played. So we bounced at the bottom here. I think that's probably like the smarter thing to do. Get rid of that. Go 5 with Dofi, and then 7 the Crocodile. But either way, this was a fun time. I loved playing with Crocodile. I loved actually getting out here playing with the control variant, which is very, very solid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I do hope you guys enjoyed this deck list. I had a lot of fun doing this, especially seeing the amount of Sakazukis out here at your locals and or on the sim. It's pretty ridiculous. I was trying to figure out a deck which I can find that would work well into that, and I can have fun doing it. And Crocodile is one of those leaders in which I think an OP4.5 dominated the format, right? We dominated the format. And now, be it that we're in OPO5 here, Sakazuki is out, and nobody and their brother likes playing against that leader. Nobody. It's just like playing against Katakuri. No one likes seeing Katakuri anymore, let's be honest. But Blue Crocodile allows you to have that control, allows you to do whatever you need to and get the job done. There are some cards in here in which I would swap out, be it some of my tech choices here, my Usops, the 10-drop Kaido here. That's pretty much it. If I do swap these cards, I will drop the 10-drop Kaido here and go up an X-Drake, and or drop another 2k into the deck. If I were to change the Usops here, I would go down one of these Usops and then throw in another 2k into the deck. Or, let me show you another card in which I've been playing with, and I think a lot of people sleep on, and it's Law. The 6-drop Law that you have here is very, very good. Be it he has no counter power, but it allows you to take a life from your opponent when they least expect it. It allows you to add on a lot more pressure because he's a 7k body. With that being said, my other option that I would change cards out for in this deck would be, again, the Kaido, one of the Usops here, in for Dragon Twister. Just because it's an option that we can have to give us a little bit more power for when we get attacked, and it allows you to bottom deck, or sorry, return a card to the owner's hand in that regard, which can be a double-edged sword because you're bouncing back things like Queen, you're bouncing things back like Borsellino and Rablucci. So it's more so an offensive tool. And if you choose to run something different like your Love Beam here, be my guest. But those are just the cards in which I would swap out for the deck if need be. Either way, give this deck list a shot. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what your matchups are. This has been Pawseplays. Remember to smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe for future content for all things One Piece. And I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there.